The Gentlemen's Club on 94.1 The Zone.
Shane, we've had some troubling times for Frederick Douglass here in Rochester. People tearing down his statues, things like that. So I feel like we got a guilty conscience. We're trying to make it up to him. People saying that we should name or rename the Rochester Airport the Frederick Douglass Airport. Get his name on that bad boy. Rebrand it a little bit.
I don't know, Mark.
Yeah.
I don't know the man.
Yeah.
I know that our president does, so maybe he'd be a better person to talk to about it, but just feel like, is that really something that Frederick Douglass would want his name on?
An airport?
An airport that's constantly under construction, that's frustrating at best.
It's a bad port, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So he'd want his name on something better, like what's the bridge, right?
He's got a bridge, but the problem is he shares it with Susan B. Anthony.
Freddie Sue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's got first billing on the bridge, which is nice.
Yeah, take that, women.
Well, I mean, I was trying to think of like what we got. We got everything is Eastman, Susan B. Anthony, Frederick Douglass, Golisano. Golisano's really buying his way into his name on stuff. I mean, with those children's hospitals, we get it. You're gonna save lives. I think we need to ditch Golisano a little bit. Enough with his name. Eastman too. You know, Eastman's on everything. I wish there was some. Those are the four. Those are the four people we've got. Can we name it? Is there somebody else we can name it after? You know?
Yeah.
Wheeze.
The Philip Seymour Hoffman Fly.
Ooh. I do like that idea. It's gotta be Fly.
It's gotta be the Fly building.
So we're in the world of cancel culture, right? So I figured we have to. We wouldn't be doing our due diligence if we didn't cancel Frederick Douglass. So I did some research. I know very little about Frederick Douglass. I know we got a lot of statues about, with him around and stuff. So I was looking him up to see if we can cancel him, like if he was bad in any way, right? Looked it up. All I found was this insane story where he got into a fight with his slave master, Frederick Douglass, right? He got into a fight with his slave master where the slave master like agreed to the fight. It was almost like, duel style, right?
Okay.
Like, hey, we're going to fight, okay? So Frederick Douglass and his slave master get into the fight, get into the tussle. Frederick Douglass grabs the slave master's whip, starts whipping the slave master.
Dang.
With the whip, Shane.
Full Django.
Yeah. Starts whipping the slave master. The slave master runs away, and then to defend his honor, the slave master, his cousin, came to fight Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass kicked him in the nuts, Shane.
Dang.
This is all documented.
The nut kick?
The nut kick, the back whip, everything.
Wow.
That's the most cancelable stuff I could find about him, and that's just that he did a cheap shot on a guy's groin, but when you're a slave, I feel like it's all fair game.
That's badass, man.
It's not UFC rules when you're a slave.
Good on him. Dumb on the slave owner.
Yeah.
I'm not a man that's ever owned any slaves, but
what?
I would say if I ever did.
Are you from Webster?
Never would I be like, would you like to have a fair fight?
Yeah. Are you
Hey,
insane?
person that wants me to be dead so you can have your freedom? Would you like to have a fair fight?
A person that is constantly doing manual labor, building up your muscles every day.
Yeah.
While I do nothing because I have slaves. Let's fight. So, I mean, at this point, I feel like we almost have to give him the airport, right? That's a pretty insane story.
Like I said, I just don't know. I just don't know if Frederick Douglass wants his name on that airport. I don't know. I know it's an international airport, but who are we joking?
Is it?
Yeah. But it's just because we fly to Canada.
Yeah, we have one stop in Toronto, so now we're an international airport.
Yeah.
Everybody just, it doesn't even have a name right now. Everybody just calls it the airport. You know, there are people that are upset by this for whatever reason. You know, there's no real reason to be upset by this because you just call it the airport. Like, who's really going to go out of their way to call it the Frederick Douglass International Airport? You know.
Well, eventually that kicks in. I mean, like in New York City, they call it like LaGuardia, and
Yeah, I guess.
but they also have multiple airports, so you kind of have to be specific, right? Nah.
Well, we'll get your calls. 222-1941. Frederick Douglass International Airport. How you feeling about it? 222-1941.
94.1 The Zone's Guitar of the Month.
This month, the Zone Guitar of the Month is signed by Rover's Holiday Hangover alumnus Sub